Welcome back to Build with Kepler. On this podcast about tech, businesses, and cities, hosted by yours truly, Kepler Sigino. So for this episode, we're actually on episode 15. So episode 14, between episode 14 and episode 15, there's been videos that were dropped. We're adding content and we're seeing what people want to watch. So the rock cutting, previously, the last short that we had a lot of viewers. We had, I believe it was 100 within 23 hours. It's very humble. And it was very exciting because that was the first 100 views. And that took a really, really short amount of time. So we wanted to add stone cutting because people might be interested. That being said, we also experimented with a short on Warren Buffett giving advice on investing, and that did super well compared to all our current videos. It had 1,000 views within, I believe, 30 or so hours. So you guys will probably see more investing videos if that's what you guys want to watch. That being said, we'll still be continuing the main function of the channel. We'll just be adding more content and seeing whatever you guys want to watch, we'll be producing, because it is for you guys too. It's also for us to teach so we can learn, and also to give back, because YouTube has allowed us, and other people sharing their information has allowed us to learn. And so yeah, so it's also the law too, the more you give, the more you receive. So it's just very important. You can't ask. No, you cannot ask. You cannot ask to receive. You also have to. So for this episode, we'll be talking about our dating app. It's called Je t'aime. A quick story behind it. It was a dating app that I wanted to build for the MMU group, so the morning meetup. It's a community of entrepreneurs I'm a part of. And yeah, so that was originally the idea, is to find people in the community and have a strong profile. So anybody who uses the product will have a strong profile, because we'll walk them down on how to do so. And we'll also use video storytelling as another great way to actually connect potential partners with each other. I've previously on the channel presented the original mock-up. I will still quickly go over it on this episode, just so you guys can understand and seeing the progression of what we did and why we did it. And then we'll talk about the business behind this, the business potential, how we can market and sell it. So stick around for that. So this is actually the prototype. This is using web. It's in a web app. So we're using Bootstrap, we're using Express, we're using Node.js, we're using HTML, CSS. I'm not entirely sure how important it is to explain that at the moment, because we're not focusing on the product. We're just looking at the product. Yes, so essentially, this would be a video with a person presenting themselves, selling themselves, 30 seconds to a minute. And once they finish that, then they would actually be able to, I call it, this is a button, but they'll be able to go to the pond. So this is currently what I thought was cool. The experimentation, the idea behind it was there'd be a pond where they'll be able to look at the people that are currently single, and they'll click on each profile, so on each fish, because it's always been like there's fish in the sea. That's the expression. So they'll be able to look at the profiles, and then they'll see the entire thing, and they'll see they align. There'll also be a catch of the day, so that everybody is seeing this person, always present. So that would be like the bachelorette of the day. So that was the concept. We ran this by the community, the morning meetup, and we asked David for feedback. He said he liked the idea. He thought that our weak point, which was a strong weak point, was the UI and UX. And looking back at it, I do really like the concept. I like it. I think it's funny, and I agree with him. Like, he's completely right. The UI does not look professional, does not look modern. It looks like something from, if I'm being honest, it looks like something from 2000s, like a Flash game. So we took that feedback and we changed the product quite a bit. So this was the process. Oh, you guys can't see this and see it now. Yes, okay. So this was something we were running through. We did a bunch of experimentations. So I was working on dark mode and stuff like that. We ended up going through an actual like love palette. So we use this palette to build out this prototype. Well, this mockup, and this is currently what the product looks like, and I'm pretty satisfied. Let me know in the comments because I do want it to be as good as possible. So any feedback is welcome. Just very quickly what it does. So we still, I really like the catch of the day thing. So we will still keep it. We've just updated completely. So we don't have fishing. We don't have like a sea. We just have, we'll change this to catch it. We might change it to something else. Or no, catch of the day is fine, I believe. So we'll keep it that way. And yeah, that's currently what the product looks like. And since it's not just a product, so we'll be talking actually about marketing and sales. So, I should have done that, but we'll keep it in here, right? So one of the sales and the marketing of the products that we have to figure out who's going to buy this product, who are we niching down to. So I looked at Black Equity Con. They have an app, right? So I did do some research to figure out if they had somebody on their team who was a tech person, or if they went with a company. So I did do that. I looked it up, and they had a publisher. I forgot the name of the publisher. I look up the website, and turns out they do apps specifically for companies that create events. So even event planning companies. So they do apps for those people. And then I got to working. I was like, okay, so Black Equity Con, if this product can provide value there, it can also provide value to other conferences. And maybe we'll niche down to conferences, or we'll niche down to business-oriented conferences, entrepreneurship-oriented conferences. Yes, that's kind of what we can niche down to. And if we go with the entrepreneurship conferences, and we're looking for, we might focus on primarily men, and we'll be basing on, because a big thing with sales is people love buying. They love buying because they feel like buying, right? This was Myron Golden shared this gem, so it's amazing. And a big thing that's important is to allow people to understand the problem that they're facing and how our solution can help, and kind of like bridge that gap. So a big thing with love and relationships is when you get married to the person, or even if you're just dating, is you're going to be spending time, a lot of time with this person. You'll be sharing a lot of yourself, right? And you want to be with somebody that will be there to help you, not there to demean you, because that makes or break you, right? So especially since we're going to be talking to men mostly, that's going to be one of the avatar, is going to be men, because this way we can really have a marketing down. So a man who is building his business, who is single, who is looking for a relationship, and he needs to be aware, like it says here, like he knows that one of man's greatest motivating force is his desire to please women. Page 175 of Think and Grow Rich. So that's also one of the reasons why I'm seeking a relationship. So that's like a great thing, right? Like we want to do that. We want to do that. That's a part of who we are as men. That being said, it is an inherent desire of a man to please a woman, which gives women the power to make or break a man. So that's the problem, is because of our desire to please. That being said, the person we're pleasing does not like it, or is not on the same mental field as us, then that will destroy us. And so here it says, most men will not admit that they are easily influenced by the women they prefer. So if we have two men, we have John and we have Michael. So they're both entrepreneurs. They're both at similar step of the journey. and they're both seeking because they've read this book and they're like, wow, I want to find, I want to find the right woman. uh, and John finds a woman who is similar to him. She's supportive of his journey. She provides help whenever he needs it, and he provides her help. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, and John is growing. He's prospering, and his business went from 500,000 in annual revenue to now he's making 500,000 a month because his girlfriend was supportive. His girlfriend was there to help him and be also kind of a mindset coach, because she's also learning her own things. Like she's on her own journey and she's fostering, and they're helping each other along that journey. Well, Michael, his girlfriend, he also really likes her. She does not support him. She does not believe in going for she believes in the word impossible. So when John says, when Mike says, I was coached and I learned I can change the business model. So instead of making 500,000 a year, we could be making 500,000 a week. So Mike even sees further than John, and his girlfriend is like, no, we cannot do that. You cannot do that. And so he's like, okay. The next day he's like, honey, I can do it. And she's like, no, you cannot. A week goes by, a month goes by, a year goes by, and he keeps hearing this by this woman that he loves. And as this book states, men are easily influenced by the women they love. And so now that Mike he lost that opportunity. Now he's stuck at 500,000 a year, and he's not able to continue in achieving his goals because now that his wife has influenced him she has become his wife now, and she has influenced him to stay in this comfort zone because that's where she feels comfortable. And so she wants him to stay there. And now at 7 years old, he's looking back, he's like, was this the right choice? And it was not the right choice. Had he been like John and found somebody who was in a similar mindset, who attended conferences, seminars to grow, to invest in themselves, then he would have had a supportive partner to actually help him grow like John did. John never got to 500,000 a week. He got to 200,000 a week. And he's completely satisfied. He stretched himself and he followed, and he had his wife support his journey. And so that's the importance of really having the right partner, because they will, because how could you love somebody and not let them influence you? That doesn't make sense. Like, you guys can't be together. So that is really the kind of what the marketing we're going for with this product is, making sure that our likes. So like every man who comes through and who goes to a conference to better themselves, they're able to connect. We can't say for sure they'll find that one person. That being said, they have a way higher chance of finding a person who will be there with them and help them and influence them in a positive way to follow their dreams and to stretch and reach as far as they can conceive in their head, and not be forced to stay in the comfort zone that the relationship now decides it wants to be in itself. So like the sales aspect, which would kind of things of like pricing and things like that, it would be a little it would be a one-time fee because it's at a conference. So ideally what we want to do is we would come up with a booth so we can actually help everybody get good pictures, because our ideal avatar are John's and Mike's. They do not take great pictures when they go on dating websites. So we'll provide them with actual dating, not dating, with pictures. So that'll be a headshot. We'll help them with the 30-second to a minute intro of themselves. And we'll take a couple more pictures that show their great sides. that they're comfortable with, and so that they can show the best foot forward, and they can also have like the really important things. Apologize for that. I just like to time, because ever since I read Outliers about the 10,000 hour rules, I want to count how many hours related to coding I do every day, so at least 3 hours. Uh, yeah, so we want John to really and Mike to have the best foot forward. So now, right now, we're looking to charge about $100, which is really nothing considering how important being married to the right person is. Like, even not just financially, like mentally, if you are with somebody who's belittling you and who's destroying your self-esteem, that's terrible. I don't know why you would want to do that. So we don't want John or Mike to do that. We want them to find a person that will help them and grow together. And when we did the catch up day too, there will be a premium value offer, because especially like this conference that we're going with too has 3,000 people. I'm not sure how many people are single in that conference. There's right now, I cannot tell you. That being said, the the reason why somebody would want to be a catch a day is so that they can be seen by every woman. So if my